Hi everyone, so this is a quick video to show you how the MSXuitape works. MSXuitape is just a name for the device that I sell. It's basically a Maxduino device, similar to a Maxduino device. I just named it MSXuitape because it was easier for me to catalog things that way, right? But ultimately it's a Maxduino device. Runs the Maxduino firmware. So this device can take a micro SD card up to 32 gig. Don't get a cheap Chinese one, get a decent quality one. I found myself that class 10 SD cards sometimes a little too fast. So if you want to play it safe, go for something like a class 4 or something like that. You can have thousands and thousands and thousands of games on these SD cards. I don't think you'll ever fill it up if you've got 32 gig. It supports folders, so you can have folders going into folders. So if you want to structure your files in that way, I usually just create folders based on the alphabet, for example. Right now, my favorite game is selected, Bruce Lee, right? A few things to notice that I personally observed is Maxduino can support multiple baud rates and it can go higher than 3600, but the MSX doesn't like it for some reason, right? My MSX doesn't anyway. So using the menu, you can change the baud rate. You can select different ones, so you can see it goes up to 3850, but I found 3600 works fine for me. If you press play, that's how you set it. The other thing to note is motor control needs to be on, and I'll explain that in a minute. But again, go back into the menu, find the motor control menu, press play, up and down to change the settings, and play to store the setting. Now, what motor control is used for is there is a REM port, which stands for remote control, right? Yeah, and it's usually a little bit smaller than your standard 3.5mm audio port. So the connections that you need for this is the standard cassette cable used for an MSX. You plug the A port into the A port, and then you plug the REM port into the REM port. That REM port allows the MSX to control the start and stop of the file, just like it did do with a normal cassette drive, right? Yeah. So if you watch, I'll press play. The first thing that happens is it doesn't start playing, it goes straight into pause mode. I'll turn the MSX on, and I will type run quotes cas colon quote, and then that tells the MSX to start loading a cassette. When I press enter, what you'll notice is Maxduino will start to automatically play. Right, did you see that? Okay. So as you can see on the screen, Bruce Lee is found. And with the magic of time and space, I'm going to fast forward the video to closer to the end of loading Bruce Lee. Okay, so we're getting close to the end now. Let's see what happens. All right, so we've got Bruce Lee loaded. And it's really as simple as that, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video, and look out for more.